Hello Taurus, Taurus rising, and Taurus moon people. This is your weekly astrological and card horoscope for the week starting May 8th, 2017. And a quick reminder for you guys, if you ever did want to get a session with me, you can always follow the links below or go to integrativemysticism.com. There's a self-scheduling app on the website. And you can, that's where you see my availability. We don't gotta do email tag. And if you can't do that, you can always get a downloadable video file instead. So what is going on with your astrology this week? This week it's all good on the astrology. On Tuesday, we've got the Sun in your sign, Taurus, forming a gorgeous connection to Pluto, currently retrograde in your 9th house of higher education, travel, your multicultural experiences, your personal, mental, and philosophical expansion, government legal proceedings, as well as, just anything that's going to get you out there. Now, when the Sun forms a connection to Pluto retrograde, there is something being put back on the table that we have missed, or something that we thought we missed out on. This could be the trip of a lifetime. Maybe, it's your second round of filing an application to get into a grad school program or some kind of higher education program, and we have that being put on the table, maybe even accepted at this point. Maybe you've been applying for a permit or a license that just seems to be really hard to get. This would be a great week to take any of those kinds of exams, because this is, again, it's sort of like a second try and a second chance being put back on the table in all of these areas for you. This could also indicate people from your past coming back from any of these places from college, places from, again, living abroad, working abroad. But either way, we're trying to get you out of a bubble or a shell, and there may actually be some help in doing that. Later on in the week, we've got Mars in Gemini in your earned income sector, forming a gorgeous connection to Jupiter, currently retrograde in your 6th house of work, reputation, and your schedule. And remember, whenever Mars is in a financial area, such as House 2, we have a chance to make a lot of extra money very, very quickly. And when Mars and Jupiter come together, we actually may see the perfect opportunity show up later on this week, whether we're starting it this week or we're starting it later in the month, to drum up a hell of a lot of money really, really fast. This may be a new job that kind of starts off with a major, a very, very well-paid or very large amount of hours, dedicated to a project with a huge profit, or possibly even just a situation where things are turning around. Maybe things have been slow for you at the office. Maybe things have been slow for you at work, and you're starting to notice a huge 180. So if you're going into this week feeling like there's nothing to do, at the end of this week, and certainly going into next week, you are going to be finding that you don't have time for anything else. So what is going on with your cards? Well, for your spiritual advice, we do have the card of the Sorceress, upright. And this is basically a card that does talk a lot about assertion, but also not being afraid to work your will. Sometimes we constantly wait for permission. We wait for the external to tell us what's going on. Surrender, surrender, surrender. But don't forget, part of being a conscious co-creator is being a capable and active co-creator at the same time. When we think about the sorceress, or the witch, or the wizard, or the or the mages of the world, these are people who understand how to create. They know the difference between manifestation and attraction. They know how to actually assert their power to bring something forth into being. And so that if you've been finding out that you've been playing the waiting game a bit too much, or maybe, again, you've been waiting on permission or affirmation or confirmation from the external, it may be wise to actually just consider giving it a big go-ahead this week. Because the way this works is, it is teaching you, it's like, look, there's always, time off where you surrender and you allow, and there's also time where you have to participate, you have to be active, you have to learn how to drive the car that is your life. So this is a week where we have that going on. For your Earth sector, when it comes to your work and finances, we do have the Queen of Wands reversed. This card can, when it's in the work area, can often indicate good and bad at the same time. Let's talk about the good first. On a financial note, just purely financial work note, again, the Queen of Wands reversed can indicate busyness, it can indicate profit, it can indicate rapid advancement, but on the negative side, it can deal with issues with personnel, it can deal with issues with clients and customers, or possibly even somebody who is trying to rise to power by turning a bit into that authoritarian bitch. Okay? No shame in hiding that. The Queen of Wands reverse can often indicate a butting of heads going on this week. And sometimes, there are people in the world who just feel like them being powerful means that, they're going to wear all those anger issues on the outside. And sometimes that happens with our coworkers. If they're gunning for a certain position, they're going to be more cutthroat. If they're, or it's a client or a customer, if they feel like they're owed something, they're going to try and do that. Be careful with the Queen of Wands reverse, though, because sometimes, even when they get what they want, they still keep doing whatever, negative action or whatever kind of hostility that they do. It's kind of like you give a customer everything that they want, and then they still write a bad review on Yelp. That's not something you can really help. I think that with the Queen of Wands reverse this week is kind of saying, look, don't break your back, don't break any rules for this person, just be prepared to defend yourself with the fact that you are going by the rules. And this person has no recourse. Because that's the best way to handle it. The only way to handle a Queen of Wands reverse is to kind of point out where they are not making any damn sense. For your communications with air, when it comes to your friends, your relatives, and the others in your life, we've got the Page of Pentacles upright. Fantastic card, because this does indicate something coming in for you. Alright, whether it's a gift, whether it's cash, whether it's a new financial opportunity, the Page of Pentacles usually shows up as somebody putting something down. Making something official by putting money down, okay? Whether it's literally a deposit or just something that they're doing to demonstrate or prove their conviction or prove their interest or prove their energy in this situation, that's going to be happening. If you've been asking your friends and your relatives to kind of help you get some feelers out there, okay? Maybe you're looking for, again, a new job. Maybe you're looking for a new place to live. Maybe you're looking for just a new opportunity for yourself. Somebody will return from this quest with your prize, which is really nice to know. For your challenge this week with fire, when it comes to, just the pervasive issues that could be going on, we've got the Page of Cups upright. This card is not actually a bad challenge to have. Because when the Page of Cups is upright, it's kind of putting us on notice, Taurus. How do we treat the people that are on our side well? Sometimes we find ourselves in a situation where we have conflict with a lot of people. At any given time. Maybe we're fighting with a partner, or we're fighting with a relative, or having a hard time with a friend, or a boss, or something like that, or a neighbor. How do we make sure that we don't get innocent people involved in that, and bring that anger to the other friend, the BFF who's cool, or the cool relative, or the boyfriend or the girlfriend who did nothing wrong? Because the Page of Cups upright is basically saying keeping your spirits up for the people that still have your back and still have that love can be a challenge, because it can be a challenge, especially if you're in that mood. But learning to compartmentalize and direct those emotions and things like that back where they belong, instead of on just who's there, is a skill, and an admirable virtue as well. Because the Page of Cups upright can also indicate a need to reinforce to somebody who may be having their doubts that you do still care about them. We may have already made this mistake a little bit. Luckily, it's not too late. For your emotions with water, and your romantic life, we do have the Judgment card, reversed. I feel like we're going to be taking something off the table this week. Something that we did not mean to have on the table in the first place. And this might be something that you and a crush and you and a partner both are in 100% agreement, we should not have done this. Maybe we were getting ready to make some big, huge leap in our relationship, or maybe just in a practical sense. Maybe it's, because maybe it's about a decision the two of you made for, say, one of your children. And maybe we're like, look, I know we were going to enroll them in this school, but I'm not feeling it no more, or I don't really think that this is a good environment here, so let's move them somewhere else. That kind of thing. The Judgment card reverse is saying something has to be sort of repealed between you and a partner this week, or you and a crush this week. Does it mean repealing the relationship? Most likely not. But the Judgment card reverse can often indicate something that you were both really excited for, or progress that you both thought you were making, is actually going down a road neither of you actually wanted to go down, and not in that embrace the unknown kind of way. Whether or not this is something that both you and your partner are willing to bring up with one another, or afraid to bring up with one another, can make the difference in whether or not we have to do something unpleasant at all. I think that with the Judgment card reverse, though, is saying you both know that You know, we may be kidding ourselves if we think this decision that we've made together is the right thing to do. It's okay to take it off the table. Everyone's going to say, thank God you said it. So that is your horoscope. I hope you enjoyed it, Taurus. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And of course, if you ever want to get a session, you can always follow the links below. Or go to integrativemysticism.com.